Hello, this is Chuki Chen, and welcome to the FrameLayout module. FrameLayout is a relatively simple layout. It allows you to put views on top of each other. Here's an example using FrameLayout. Before I dive into the example, let me make the code a little bit more readable. Right now, the background color is specified with inline hex value. I don't know about you, but it's a little bit hard to see what 9CF corresponds to. What we can do is define these color values in this file called res/value/colors.xml. It may look familiar to you. You have probably seen a file called strings.xml. It's the same idea. You can put these values and assign names to them. So here I have color blue, and then I put the hex value for blue. Same goes for purple. With these colors defined, I can come back to my code and use them. So instead of the inline hex values, now I can read that the first view is of color blue and is wider than it is tall. The second view is of color purple and it is taller than it is wide. How would it look like? Let's build it up step by step. First, we have the frame layout, which on its own doesn't draw anything, so we just have a blank screen. Next, we have the first view, which is wider than it is tall, and this is of color blue. So then, when the next view comes along, it just gets drawn right on top of the first view. So here, this view is taller than it is wide and is purple, and the view that we just drew before, the blue view, sticks out from the background. You can probably imagine what will happen if I swap these two views. Yep, the blue becomes on top of the purple. What else can we do with frame layout? We can use gravity to move these views around. Here, I changed the blue view to be of center gravity and the purple view to be of right gravity. How will it look like? Like that. The blue view with center gravity goes in the middle of the screen, and the purple view with the right gravity goes on the right. Just as before, because the blue view is specified before the purple view, it gets drawn under the purple view. You can use multiple values for gravity. Here, I changed the purple view to be of gravity right, pipe, center horizontal. This is how it looks like. For the horizontal gravity, it gets the value right. And for the vertical gravity, it gets the value center. So it is put vertically in the middle of the screen, and then it gets pushed to the right-hand side. Another parameter you can adjust is the margin. Here, the purple view has a margin of 16 dp. And this is how it looks like. It gets placed still at top left, which is the default position, but then it has a margin of 16 dp, so it's a little bit off the edge of the screen. The blue view, we didn't give it any margin, so it just sticks right on top of the top left. Like I said, frame layout is mostly for specifying overlapping views. But why is it called frame layout? Well, it is mostly used for framing, like a picture frame. So here we have this beautiful tiger frame, and let's say we want to put it on top of a cat picture. This is how we'll use frame layout to do that. First, we put the cat inside an image view, and then we specify the tiger frame, so it's on top. This is how it looks like with our cat photo, and then on top of it, the tiger frame. Actually, the frame layout is so optimized for doing this kind of operation that it has a special perimeter for this. It is the foreground perimeter. Now, instead of having two image views as children for frame layout, we can remove the second image view and specify the perimeter Android:4ground instead. We will achieve the same effect. Besides using this for frames, you can also use the foreground perimeter for non-frame pictures. So let's say initially we have a layout like this, Just like the tiger frame, we have a frame layout with two children, both of which are image views. The second image view is an award ribbon. This is how it looks like. So let's try the same trick. Remove the second image view and specify the award ribbon as the foreground perimeter of the frame layout. Let's see how it looks like. Oh, looks kind of bad. What happened here? The reason why it looks like that is because frame layout is so optimized for doing picture frames that the default behavior of the foreground image is fill, meaning that it will stretch both the width and the height to completely fill the frame layout. This is not what we want in the case of a non-frame foreground. Android provides a perimeter called foreground gravity that allows you to override that fill behavior. In our case, we want to put the ribbon on the top left of the frame layout, and we can just specify it directly like this. Then it has the exact same effect as what it had before when it had two image views inside the frame layout. In general, the more views you have, the higher toll you put on the Android system. So it's nice to know that we can save one view by using the foreground perimeter. In summary, frame layout is good for specifying overlapping views. You can use the perimeter's layout gravity and layout margin to position the child views. And for the special case of doing picture frames, Android has a foreground perimeter that you can use, allowing you to save one image view. When you are using the foreground perimeter for non-frame images, you can use the foreground gravity to prevent Android from stretching your image.